Start recording.
Yeah.
Howdy folks, it's your average Joe here, back for part 6. The field trip, I promised you. Starting off with stream fishing. Just a little local stream here, and I'm just going to show you the basics. We're running out of light pretty quick. We're both pretty tied up for time during the day. So I'm going to try to make this quick. Anyway, so here's my setup right there. I've got the reel, or the wooden dowel, however you want to call it. I've got a bobber, and I've got the leader, and I got one little piece of bait on the bottom there. And I just want to show you real quick how I'm going to use this. And my camera girl is Katie, my daughter. So there we go. Katie, kind of pan over here a little bit. I'm just going to kind of show you the stream. Just kind of show you how I cast this out. Okay, so it didn't cast real well. You take a little more string out. So I didn't throw it very hard. Keep in mind, this is the first time I fished with something like this. Oh, I got a snag already. And I was talking about snagging. There you go. I just had a demonstration of it. All right. So, what I'm going to do is like this a little bit, and I'm going to try it like this. There we go, got out a little farther that time. Remember how I talked about the memory of the string? Look what it's doing right there. I don't know if you can see that. I should have used my lead string. Anyway, so you see the bobber down there. Okay, that's how it works. When a fish bites it, it'll pull it down. Now we were talking about the difference. Someone asked me about the difference between lake and stream fishing. The big difference between lake and stream fishing: in a stream, you have current. If you look over there, see how the water's flowing down in the stream. In a lake, you don't have much current. Unless you got a large river flowing into the lake and out of the lake, you're not going to get much current in a lake. Where the stream, you will. All right, much better cast that time. See how I straightened out that string? Went right over there. Okay? Now, you want to be careful you don't get snagged. See that log I just went past? And then you let it drift a little bit. Okay? Now to bring it in, here we go. Okay, so that's how I reeled it in. I don't know how well you saw that. All right, let's see if I can kind of show this again. All right, a little better cast there. See how it's at? Now, when you're fishing a stream, they talk about a seam. Talk about this a lot in stream fishing when you're fishing, fly fishing. Okay. Now I want to bring up the slack. See, I talked about that before too. See all this line that's out there? It's curled all around over there. I don't want that. I'm going to bring in the slack. Because if I try to set a hook when a fish bites that, all I'm going to do, look all that line I'm bringing in before I even bring in the slack. Okay, there it is right there. Now if I get a bite, I want to be able to set the hook, not just bring in slack. Okay. All right, now I started pointing out the seam a little bit earlier. This is where fish feed a good part of the time. Okay. If you look at the water here, here's a kind of a pool, they call it, and the fish will sometimes rest in this area. But like humans, fish need oxygen. So they're going to want to be in a part of the water that is bringing in oxygen and food. When they're resting, they will just sit in the pocket a little bit, but they'll sit right next to faster flowing current. The reason they do that, first of all, they're conserving energy. They don't want to be in the fast moving water because that's where they're having to struggle to keep where they're at in the stream. So they'll kind of move out of that seam. When I say a seam, that's an area where the water's moving a little faster. And they'll kind of try to move just next to the seam. And that's where they can see bait, they can see food going by. There's a little more current, so a little more air in the water, and they can breathe a little better. But because they're not right in the seam, they can rest a little bit because they're not really struggling that much with the current. So I'm going to do another cast here just to kind of show you how the bobber and the bait drift through the seam. Hopefully I can get it out there where I want it. Okay, so see how the bobber's not moving at all? That's because it's not in the seam. It is this side of the seam in a very still pocket of water. Very rarely you're going to catch any fish in an area like that because the fish don't hang out there because normally that's not where the food is. It's not going by them. Sometimes you will get a hit there, but it's not very often. So, try that again. And see with it spinning around like that, the current will kind of backflow. You'll get a lot of stream that goes over like that. So you want to bring in your slack. Tight lines. What I'm talking about. Now, you can use weight in a stream. You can fish off the bottom of a stream. I don't recommend it because if you look at all the timber around here, there's a lot of places in the stream that you can get your hook caught on or your bait. So you kind of want to stay up top if you can. Some streams, sometimes you'll come across a real deep pocket and clear water. If it's clear water, you can look into the water to see if there's much debris in there that you're going to get snagged on. If you can't see it, but you've got a lot of timber like this around, there's a good chance there's a lot of timber down in there too that you get snagged on. Okay? All right, I'm going to try this time. I'm going to try to get it right in the seam. There we go, right in the seam. Now, you want to pull it in quick because you don't want to get snagged there. I should have tried to cast a little farther upstream, and I'll try to do that this next time around. Now this time I'm not pulling in the string on the dowel. I'm just kind of pulling in like that. Fly fish can do that a lot also. Okay, so this time I'm going to try to cast a little farther upstream in the seam. Perfect, right where I wanted to put it. Okay, so you bring in your slack a little bit. Okay, now if there's a fish in this pocket, which honestly there probably is not, I don't think there's a lot of fish down here, I probably would have gotten hit there. Anyway, so that's my demonstration for a stream. And then I'm going to move over to the lake and we'll show you a little bit about fishing in the lake. Hopefully got enough sunlight left. Cut.